Stop, don't scroll past this. 10 years from now you'll remember two kinds of moments, the ones that lit a fire in your soul, and the ones you ignored that left an icy fingerprint of regret on every dream you buried. Right now is one of those moments. Your future self is watching, asking, will you let this wake you up, or will you hit snooze on your destiny again? Decide, because indecision is still a decision, and it has a nasty habit of haunting you at 3 a.m. We were not designed to tiptoe through life. We were built to charge forward, to turn invisible ceilings into glass we can shatter. Yet most people stay stuck because it's comfortable to pretend that later will be easier. Later is a myth. Later is the cemetery where potential goes to die. I'm here to rip the covers off that myth and hand you 6 keys that slam the door on regret and fling open the gates to a life that compels you to get up and roar every morning. Face the truth now. No more postponing reality. Every moment you delay confronting the unvarnished truth about where your life is headed is a silent agreement with mediocrity. Think about that, signing a contract with more of the same, more frustration, more missed chances, more regret whispered at 3 a.m. The danger isn't failure. It's the numbness that creeps in when you pretend the status quo is fine. Your brain is a meaning-making machine designed to protect you from pain, so it files away the inconvenient evidence that your standards have drifted. Day by day, the gap widens between who you are and who you said you'd become, until one morning you wake up shocked by how familiar your disappointments look. Facing the truth now is an act of radical self-respect. It's admitting that the story you tell yourself each morning isn't big enough, honest enough, or urgent enough to pull you out of bed with fire. When you rip off the blindfolds, you reclaim the steering wheel. You stop blaming traffic and start charting a new course. And here's the paradox. The instant you stare reality in the eyes, the nightmare in your head loses its fangs. What once felt like a 9-headed dragon shrinks into a series of doable steps. Phone calls, conversations, daily disciplines. Small, simple, achievable actions that compound into transformation. So grab a pen right now and write down the one truth you've been ducking. Name it, feel the pulse in your chest as you do. That discomfort is proof you're alive. Proof you still care. Proof possibility hasn't left the building. Then decide like your future kids are watching. Whether you'll keep feeding the beast of denial or whether you'll walk into the arena and own your life. The choice takes a second. The consequences will echo for a lifetime. Remember, clarity is power. The sharper your awareness, the quicker you pivot. Top performers review game tape. Leaders study data. Your life deserves that audit. Schedule a 30-minute truth session weekly and treat as sacred. Ask, where am I lying to myself? What am I tolerating? Who must I become to close the gap? The answers will sting, then they will set you free. Let's be real, procrastination isn't laziness, it's fear dressed up as perfectionism, distraction, or busyness. And it's deadly. It doesn't show up like a villain with a sword, it sneaks in quietly, whispering, you'll feel more ready tomorrow. But that tomorrow never comes. Days become weeks, weeks become years, and suddenly, you're standing in the mirror asking, how did I end up here? That moment, when your goals feel distant and your confidence is cracked, that's the price of procrastination, and unless you break the pattern, it becomes your personality. Understand this, procrastination is not a habit problem, it's an identity problem. When you constantly delay, you're silently telling yourself you're not the kind of person who finishes. Your mind starts to believe it. And when identity shifts, behavior follows. That's why people stay stuck. They don't just procrastinate on tasks. They procrastinate on life, on decisions, on healing, on becoming. That's why this is urgent. Because the more you delay, the more you reinforce the story that you don't have what it takes. But that's a lie. To destroy procrastination, you must interrupt the pattern emotionally. Logic won't do it. Telling yourself "I should" isn't enough. You need to feel the consequences in your gut. Visualize the pain of not acting. Feel what it's like to watch someone else live the life that could have been yours. See your dreams wither on the vine while you're scrolling through someone else's highlight reel. That's the pain. Now flip it. Feel the power. Imagine the surge of momentum when you finally act. When you take that first step, the second becomes easier. You don't need the whole staircase. You need one solid action repeated with discipline. Set deadlines, set alarms, stack rewards, make commitments public. Accountability isn't weakness, it's leverage. Because when it's just you versus you, procrastination wins. But when you bring your goals into the light, when someone else is counting on you, something changes. You rise, you move, you deliver. Today, not tomorrow. Pick one thing you've been avoiding. Do it ugly, do it scared, but do it now. That's how transformation begins. You kill procrastination one bold decision at a time. And when you do, you look back and realize that the chains that held you were made of tissue paper. You just never tried to break them until now. Most people are walking around with this dangerous illusion called someday. Someday I'll start the business. Someday I'll fix my health. Someday I'll reconnect with my kids. Someday I'll write the book, change careers, chase the dream, live with passion. But someday doesn't exist. It's a seductive lie that sounds responsible and feels safe, but it's a trap. The only time that's real is right now. If you don't grab that truth with both hands, you'll keep waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives. The graveyard is full of people who thought they had more time. Urgency isn't panic, it's clarity. It's when your purpose burns so bright that delay becomes painful. You don't need motivation when you're on fire. You don't hit snooze on a mission that matters. Think about this. If I told you that one decision today could set the course of the next decade of your life, would you hesitate? Because that's the truth. That moment is now. It's not dramatic, it's reality. Every time you act with urgency, you stack the odds in your favor. You condition your nervous system to respond instead of retreat. You become the kind of person who moves, and people who move win. Purpose is the fuel. It's the why behind the urgency. Without it, urgency turns into burnout. But when you attach your actions to something meaningful, when you know who you're doing this for, what you're fighting for, what you're chasing, you become unstoppable. The obstacle becomes irrelevant because your purpose is bigger than your pain. You stop playing defense and start playing offense. You stop hoping and start building. So ask yourself, what is it costing you to wait? Who is paying the price for your hesitation? Your kids, your future self, your legacy. You've got to feel that. Let it shake you. Then use that energy. Pick a goal that scares you and set a non-negotiable deadline. Not a wish. You must declare it, own it, put it on paper on your wall in your daily routine, and back it with daily action, one step a day, just one. Because urgency isn't about speed, it's about direction and intensity. You can't afford to drift anymore. The clock is ticking whether you act or not. So move, because every day you delay your purpose, you're handing your dreams over to fear. And that should haunt you more than failure ever could. Every decision we make, every single one, is driven by two invisible forces: the need to avoid pain and the desire to gain pleasure. That's it. That's the formula running your life behind the curtain. You don't procrastinate because you're lazy. You associate more pain with starting than you do with waiting. You don't change your habits because your brain thinks staying the same is safer than facing the discomfort of growth. But here's the breakthrough. You can flip the script. You can rewire what pain and pleasure mean to you. And when you do, you gain control over your destiny. The problem is, most people wait until the pain is unbearable before they act. They wait for the heart attack before they take their health seriously. They wait for the relationship to break before they finally start listening. They wait until they're broke and broken before they take a real shot at building wealth or meaning. That's not strategy, that's survival. And it's not how leaders live. You have to choose to feel the pain now, before the world forces it on you. You have to attach massive pain to staying stuck. Not just I want more money, but if I don't change, I'm failing my family. Not just I should be healthier, but if I don't take action now, I might not be around to watch my kids grow up. That kind of emotional leverage wakes people up. On the flip side, you've got to link massive pleasure to doing the hard things. You've got to train your mind to feel empowered when you take action, make progress feel like victory, make sacrifice feel like strength. Imagine the version of you that's already living the life you crave. What does that feel like? Step into it. Feel the confidence, the joy, the pride. Make that image vivid and real in your nervous system, so your brain starts chasing that feeling like oxygen. The truth is, the pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. So use that, harness it, channel it. Let your pain fuel your purpose, and let your vision become your reward. When you master pain and pleasure, you stop reacting and start creating. That's how transformation becomes permanent. Because you're no longer negotiating with fear, you're leading with power. Fear thrives in the absence of vision. When you don't know where you're going, every shadow looks like a threat. Every setback feels like the end. Every little doubt gets magnified into paralysis. But when you have a vision so compelling, so emotionally charged, so vivid that you can see it, hear it, taste it, fear doesn't stand a chance. Vision gives fear no room to breathe, because it fills your mind with focus and your heart with fire. Fear shrinks when you give your soul something bigger to fight for. Let's get something straight. Your vision is not a weak little daydream. It's not a wouldn't it be nice fantasy. It's a blueprint for your destiny. It's the mental movie you play so often and with such emotional intensity that your body starts responding like it's already real. And that's the secret. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between what's vividly imagined and what's actually happening. So if your vision is weak or blurry, guess what takes over? Anxiety, confusion, doubt. But if your vision is crystal clear, your mind starts to believe, this is mine. I'm already on my way. That belief kills hesitation. You have to live in your vision daily, write it down, speak it out loud, see it in your mind when you wake up, feel it in your chest when you go to bed. Most people don't do this, not because they can't, but because they don't believe they deserve to. But let me tell you, you do. The size of your vision will determine the size of your life. Small vision equals small courage. Big vision. Now you've got something worth pushing through fear for. That's what gives you emotional momentum when life throws the punches. And don't just build a vision for things. Build it for who you're becoming, how you show up, how you lead, how you love. Because the clearer your identity in the future becomes, the more powerfully you'll act in the present. It pulls you forward like gravity. Fear's not going away. But with a vision that ignites your soul, you'll stop letting it drive the car. You'll recognize it, acknowledge it, and move forward anyway. That's what leaders do. That's what winners do. That's what you're about to do. Dreams without action are just fantasies. Motivation without execution is just noise. You can read all the books, watch every video, go to every seminar. But if you don't get up and move, none of it matters. Real transformation doesn't happen when you know what to do. It happens when you consistently do what you know. And not just once, not just when you feel inspired, but every single day, with discipline, with fire, and with a standard that says, I don't quit when it's hard, I show up harder. Massive action is not about being busy, it's about being effective. It means doing more of what moves the needle and less of what keeps you spinning. It means having the courage to do what others won't, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you're tired, even when nobody's clapping for you yet. That's where the edge is. That's where the breakthroughs live. You're not going to think your way into a better life. You're going to act your way there, step by step, call by call, rep by rep, day after day. But action alone isn't enough. You need ruthless accountability. The truth is, most people don't need more time. They need more honesty. They need to stop lying to themselves about their effort, their consistency, their choices. You can't conquer what you're not willing to confront. You want real change? Get someone in your life who doesn't buy your excuses. Someone who will hold up the mirror, who will say, "You said you wanted this. Are you living like it?" When your standards are held accountable by someone who believes in your potential, you rise faster than you ever thought possible. Track your progress like your life depends on it. Review your habits weekly. Set aggressive but realistic benchmarks. And if you fall off, own it. Don't sulk, don't spiral. Just get back up and keep swinging. Because the only thing worse than failing is pretending you're trying when you're really not. That lie will eat you alive. This is how you separate yourself from the crowd, not by having more talent, but by having more follow-through, because the world doesn't reward potential. It rewards execution. Every single person who changed the world started with one powerful decision: I will act, and I will keep acting, no matter what. That's your move now. Make it count.